Whilst out riding my DYU electric bike the other day, I had the unfortunate experience to having a rear wheel puncture in the middle of nowhere, about 5 miles away from home. I had no tools, pump or a repair kit, and there was nobody about, so I had to walk all the way home. Now that I'm back, I can attempt to repair the rear wheel puncture, which looks a bit tricky, having an electric motor in the wheel. So stay tuned and I'll show you how I went about fixing that. Usually these bikes are pretty robust regarding punctures, but everything's got a limit and I must have exceeded that. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn the bike upside down and put it on something cushioned like this old rug, and I'll put a couple of little books at the front end to support the handlebars so I don't damage the control unit, the bell and the accelerator. So that's about ideal. Then if we follow the line of the motor cable, we can find that there's a number of zip ties that we can just nip off with some suitable pliers, and that will give us a little bit of extra play in the cable to start removing the cable from the little chicane metal clips on the frame. Just managed to do this first one nearest the hub first, but first I think I need to release the tension from the wheel axle within the frame by loosening off the main nuts on either side of the hub. And you want to try to do this together so the axle doesn't start spinning round, which could lead to damaging the dropouts on the frame. On the left hand side the kickstand comes off as well. And on the right hand side you've got the chain tensioner, which you need to loosen off before you can take it off. I think that's about 10mm, but I'm not sure, as I used an adjustable wrench. Once both nuts off, the hub becomes loose in the frame. To take the chain off, push the wheel as far forward as you can. Bend the chain off the sprocket and the hub and then turn it and it'll come off. Like so. Once that's off, you can turn your attention to the chain set side, and as the chain is quite loose now, it's quite easy to lift it off the sprocket and over the crank arm. Just lay that down gently. Now I want to finish releasing the motor cable so it can give me some more play to get the wheel out. So you need to further unhook the cable from the chicane clips. You need as much cable as you can at the rear of the bike. Just be careful not to damage it. Before we finally release the wheel, we need to loosen off the brake caliper. The caliper's held on by two 5mm Allen bolts. I'm going to take out this rear one first, loosen the other one off, and then hopefully pivot down the brake caliper to release it from the disc, enabling the wheel to come out. Need to take this bolt out here, holding the pannier frame on. Now I can bend the caliper back slightly to get the Allen key on, loosen off the lower one, and then the disc caliper will rotate to release the disc, enabling the wheel combined with the disc to be taken out of the frame completely. But be careful because the electric motor cable is still attached. Take the wheel out and rest it on top of the frame. Nope, it's best to place it sprocket face up. There we are, that's better. Now to take the tyre off. You can just about do this by hand, but it helps if you've got some tyre levers. Put your tyre levers furthest away from the valve. Prise the tyre up and then push around, releasing it from the rest of the wheel. Do it gently but firm, and it should come off pretty easy. From here you can either take the inner tube out Or in my case, what I did was take the other side of the tyre off along with the inner tube. As you can see, I was able to take both off at the same time. Once you've released it from the rim, you can just push out the valve after taking the valve cover off. Now at this stage it's useful not to take the inner tube out from the tyre. You want to try and locate the puncture in relation to where the tyre and inner tube meet. So hopefully you can find out what caused the puncture, such as a thorn or something that's poking through the tyre into the inner tube, and then you can take that out. So in this case I couldn't just find where the puncture was, so I took the inner tube out and laid it on top of the tyre in the same position, pumped the inner tube up again, found the hole, and then checked the tyre, which had a piece of glass poking through, which I removed. And now it's getting a bit late, but I got my puncture repair kit out and started to repair the puncture after slightly inflating the inner tube. I first rubbed the surface up with some little emery paper that's included in the repair kit, smeared the area with rubber solution and let it go off a bit, then stuck my patch on, applying firm pressure for a while. Now it's getting a bit late, I can't see what I'm doing, so I'll leave it till the morning. Here's the patch that I put on. Just got to get rid of this transparent film on top of it. There we are, not a bad job really. Don't think I'll have any further problems with that. If you don't want to repair the inner tube, you can just buy a new one and then you've got the security of a brand new inner tube. But as I'm from Yorkshire, I'm quite tight with things like that, so that'll do for me. Right, put it all back together now. Push one side of the tyre on the rim first. Then insert the inner tube and put your valve in where the hole is in the rim, with the inner tube slightly inflated. Make sure it's nicely seated and aligned correctly in the valve hole, and feed it into the tyre nice and evenly all the way around. Push the valve in and put the other side of the tyre on the rim there. And then it's a question of working your way around to the other side, locating it equally on both sides as you go. You might find it helpful to take some air pressure out of the inner tube as you go, especially at the last bit. The last bit's always hard, and if you can't do it by hand, then you need a tyre lever just to lift the last part of the tyre onto the rim, opposite the valve end. Do it a little bit at a time from either side, holding onto the tyre as you go. There we go, that's nicely on. Now I want to just ease it all round so it's all even all the way around the rim, and pump the tyre up. Refit the wheel, inserting the disc in the disc caliper, and slot the axle in the slotted dropouts in the frame. With the wheel in the forward position, you can easily get the chain back on now. Refit the chain tension adjuster. Adjust it and align the wheel and put the wheel nuts back on, which includes replacing the kickstand on the left hand side of the bike, making sure everything went back in the same order as you took it off. Tightening and checking the alignment as you go. You want to make sure the wheel is perfectly in the centre of the frame and not rubbing on anything. Then it's just a question of replacing the bolts on the caliper and the pannier frame. And finally, replace the electrical cable in the metal chicane clips on the frame. And where needed, replace some of the zip ties. Keep the cable out of the way of the wheel and the disc, the chain and your pedals. And we're done. Hope this helped you out, guys. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. It really helps the video out. If you've got any questions, put them in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel for more content. Feel free to share the video. And as always, thank you for watching.